All right, filming on that. Good to go?
Clint, filming on that?
Cool, perfect.
Okay.
All right, welcome back to episode 2 of A Breakfast With. I'm sitting here with gamer, vlogger, host of the original YouTube show, #1 Chicken, part owner of FaZe Clan, FaZe Rug, also known as Brian Awadis.
That's me.
Dude, first off, thank you for doing this.
Of course, bro.
I got a DM from him Thursday as I'm driving to my grandma's house. Don't have any of my cameras or anything like that. And he says, can you be in San Diego Saturday? And he actually flew me out here.
Of course, I got you, man.
Dude, it's wild.
You got my breakfast. So
I did get your breakfast.
I had to cover your travel.
I did. And yeah, dude, I wanted...
Thank you, man.
I want to start... How did you start with YouTube? Like, what was? I know you started with gaming. Just walk me through kind of your origin story.
Okay.
And how everything started.
This is always exciting. Yeah. So, growing up, I always loved gaming. Like, straight up, I was a gamer, okay? And back in 2012, I saw, like, FaZe Clan. That was the team that everyone wanted to join gaming because, like, you know, they did trick shotting. They were the #1 gaming team that everyone tried going for.
Right.
So, I started out on PlayStation 3, which is crazy because you can only join FaZe on Xbox back in the day. So I started on PS3, and then I noticed everyone was opening channels and recording their clips, uploading them, tagging like FaZe Clan, and I'm like, yo, I gotta do this.
Right.
So I ended up starting out with this recording device called a Dazzle, which only recorded in 360p. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it started out with just 360p, and that's how I started uploading gaming videos. And then I learned from like other people doing this and trying to go for FaZe. They're like, yo, you need this thing called an HD PVR, which recorded in 720p. So I begged my mom, I begged my dad, and I think for Christmas they got me a Hauppauge PVR. That's what it was called. Dude, this takes me back, by the way. This is crazy to talk about, but I was pretty good at gaming because I played for like, 8 to 10 hours a day. I loved sniping. I was a trick shotter. Mm-hmm. I don't know how familiar you are with the COD community.
I'm a little bit familiar. My cousin Sam, who you'll talk to a little bit later, is way more familiar than I am. But
yeah, so back then there was like this thing called trick shotting, and I think it still exists to this day. But it's pretty much trying to hit a cool shot with a sniper, like spinning 360, 720, and I was really nasty at it. So I continued to like hit clips. I continued to like grind, and November 26, 2012 is when I joined FaZe. Right. Literally. I remember the date. I will always talk about it. It was around it was between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Wow.
Like, I still remember because I started crying.
Yeah.
I was going crazy. My mom and dad were like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I just joined my dream team. It was a week after my birthday.
Yeah. So
it was a great birthday gift. And that's where my journey really started to take off because that's when my name started getting out there more. Because FaZe was the biggest team. So after a few years of strictly just gaming, I realized that I had a really interesting life outside of my gaming room. I have a very beautiful family. All my cousins, we all grew up together, and we're all kind of near the same age.
Right.
So we have a really fun group, and I figured I wanted to start doing more real life videos to show people my life outside of the gaming room. And I don't know if you've seen the video, the cocaine prank.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Yes, so that was one of my first pranks I ever pulled on my mom, and that went completely viral. It went crazy, and that's when people outside of the gaming community actually started noticing me. It's because it was more just going viral through all of YouTube.
Right.
So after that, I'm like, oh my gosh, people really like this content. They like to do this. And what's crazy is back then, when you were a gamer, if you did stuff outside of gaming, it was frowned upon. Mm-hmm. People were talking so much shit about me. What are you doing? Why are you making IRL videos? Why are you making vlogs? And I'm like, because I love it. Oh, you good? Okay. Sorry, I got scared.
You're good.
And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I started doing more daily vlogs, and I tried mixing in gaming still because I'm I have to satisfy my gaming fans, and that's my roots. But after a while, my numbers started going up, and it was starting to get more and more real. And I actually had graduated high school in 2014, and my parents obviously wanted me to go to college. That's every parent, they want their kid to go to college, get a good education, and I totally agree with that still to this day. But I honestly saw so much potential in this, and I tried asking my mom and dad if I could take a break, and they said no. So I ended up going to college for a month. And I just could not do YouTube in college.
Right.
It's just so hard. So much college work along with trying to make YouTube videos. It just isn't that realistic. So I really just begged them and told them, like, listen, I have a passion for this. I love doing this. Let me just take a 6-month break, a semester off. And they finally said yes. And in that 6 months, you know, my numbers doubled.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, let me take another 6 months off. Doubled, tripled, quadrupled. And it just started going crazy. Like, actually insane, to the point where I'm like, I think I want to just take this like 100% serious. This is my life now, and see what happens. And, you know,
when was the point where, like, or was there a point where something, was it the night FaZe, you know, you got the call, the invitation to join, or where was it for you when it clicked, where you're like, I have something here, like, this is something I can pursue, I can make this content, I can make money from this content, and I really can have a sustainable life doing this?
I think that was more after I took a break from college and I started getting like my first few payments, because like my first payments from like gaming and stuff from YouTube was, you know, I would say like around like from $200 to like $500 a month, but that was still amazing to me, you know, like that's just money from gaming. And then after my channel started taking off when I took the break, like those numbers started doubling, tripling, and like every month it would just go higher, and I would set like a new goal for views. And I used to average like not too many views, but every month I would break that goal. Like, you know, that's like the main thing that I love doing, is setting goals for myself, because I think that's what's really motivating, because you really want to reach that goal. As I'm sure you have a lot of goals too.
Yeah, my goal right now is, I mean, it's much smaller than your goals, but I want to be able to get at least like 4 more videos done this year. Just with school and everything, which I think I'll definitely hit. But then cross that 1,000 subscriber mark.
Ooh,
that's you know.
Hey, that should happen after this right now. Everyone subscribe.
Hey, that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, no, I completely get that mindset.
Yeah, so I honestly just kept setting more and more goals and kept hitting them, and I was so dedicated to this. Like, even my family was telling me like I'm working too hard, and I'm like, no, this is what I want. Like, since I was a kid, I wanted to be an entertainer, and I wanted to just, you know, make videos, to just make, like, just be entertaining to people, you know? So fast forward now, like, now that I hit 20 million, like, I think about it every day, by the way. Like, I'll be driving and I'm just like, 20 million people hit subscribe on my channel from where I started to now, from just gaming, spinning in a circle with a sniper, to literally now like making these dope videos for millions of people to watch daily. Like, I'll be uploading a video and like in the first 10 minutes it has like 40,000 views, and I'm like, bro, I remember like my videos wouldn't even hit 40,000 views after years back in the day. So I'm like, this is like unreal. I'm really, really like grateful for it, and I'm super happy, man. Like, this is just something I wanted to do, and that's why I've continued to do it after all these years and continue to stay on top of it, because it's nothing that I feel like I'd lose passion for, you know? Like, there's nothing else I want to do.
You know, it's for you. Like, why would you...
Exactly.
Why would you try anything else?
And I just love, like, you know, creating new videos. I film, like, twice a week now. It used to be daily, by the way. It used to be, like, for the first, like, 3 years, it used to be daily videos, like, which is crazy. That got way too hectic, but I realized that the more time I took on them, I can make them better quality. And I just have a really amazing fan base. I just need to say shout out to the Rugrats for making this possible, man. Like, it's just crazy that, like, every single day they'll like look forward to my videos. So I'm really grateful for that.
I've spent a couple hours with you now, I think.
Yeah.
And it's been fantastic to see, like, when the camera comes on, when it goes off. And we've had 3-4 people who have said, well, he picked me up, and it was funny at the hotel. This guy comes over, asks for a photo, and it was so great to see. And I took the photo for him.
Dude, it's amazing. Like, and you texted it to him, which is awesome. You know what's crazy is I've done that for fans before. Like, a fan will freak out, and then they don't have their phone, and I'm like, yo, let me just take it, and then I'll like DM it to you on Instagram, and they're like, you would do that? I'm like, yeah, of course. Why would I not do that? Like, of course, it's gonna take 2 seconds out of my time. Like, of course, anything for you guys. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've met a lot of people that like don't give as much time a day to their fans and supporters, and like, I literally like it boggles my mind sometimes. I'm like, how do you like get to this like level of fame and followers, and then you decide to kind of like just turn your back on your supporters, like, and like kind of treat them like they're not human, you know? Like, that's where I came from a family where, you know, we were taught to like treat people with respect, treat people the same. And, you know, my parents are foreigners, you know, so they came here without anything. and they gave us a really good life. And I always think about that, you know? So I always just think like having this kind of life will never change who I am as a person. Having 20 million subscribers or 0 subscribers. And it's going to continue to stay like that. I mean, if I haven't changed at 20 mil, what will change me at 100 mil? Like nothing will change me. And sometimes like we'll just be out and like I'll be bombarded by fans and like my friends will be like, dude, like we have to go here. Like you can't keep stopping. I'm like, I'm not denying a picture.
Does it get, I don't want to use the term annoying, but are there times where it gets overwhelming?
100%. Because sometimes I'll be like filming, but I'll be like talking to like 100 fans and then I'll start losing my voice and I'll be like a little bit drained, because imagine having a conversation with like hundreds of people and then I'll try filming and I'm like, yo, my voice is like kind of gone, or like I'm more like my energy's kind of lower. So it definitely does sometimes get overwhelming, but I'll still never like deny someone to like either talk to them or just like take a picture with them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you, man.
What happens when the camera shuts off? Like for you, like obviously you have people who are high energy constantly. You're extremely high energy.
Definitely
on camera. What happens when it's off? Is there that big of a change from kind of your social media personality to, you know, the person who eats dinner with his family?
Yeah. So I would say like, of course, in my videos, I'm like very high energetic and like I want to like catch the attention of my viewers. And, you know, I feel like just having high positive energy all the time is really good, because it shows people like, you know, there's people like that out in the world. And I think my high energy obviously is not as high as it is in videos in person. Like you spent like the past 2 hours with me, like I'm a chill, normal person.
Yeah, I'd be completely honest. I'd be a little overwhelmed if constantly.
Imagine I'm like, yo, what up, Josh? How you doing today, bro? Hey, thank you for coming out. Like, no, of course, like
now we're driving to the filming set. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So like obviously when the camera comes off, I'm still the same person. I'm just like lower energy, you know. But I feel like if I filmed like that, it wouldn't be as interesting, because people know me as like the high energy, like screaming. Like I know it could get annoying sometimes, but I think that's just awesome. And sometimes like I said, I read a lot of comments. So I read comments that say like, yo, Rug, like you scream way too much in your video. So like the next video, I'm like, okay, let me try not screaming.
Right.
Don't scream. Just like talk normal like this. Rug, your energy was so low today. Like, is everything okay in your life? And I'm like, dude, I just took that comment and applied it. So I'm just going to do what I think works the best and what I like doing, because I just love having high energy in general. But of course, when the camera turns off, it's like more like I'm back to like this. But personality-wise and who I am as a person is the same on and off camera. Let's
go to that, because I'm curious. Being someone who I got an email like 3 years ago when I had an old channel and somebody said, YouTube's never going to work out for you. Stop. Something like that. And that did kind of sit with me. I was like, first off, who found my email?
Yeah, like why
as
would
small as
someone
I am
do that?
And now I'm thinking about like with you're huge, and when that happens, you're obviously going to have hate and there's a mental aspect. I mean, you work constantly, and for me, to stay out of like a depression, I need to be working, but I know that can get overwhelming at times too. So for you, how does that balance come, and then what's the hardest part about it? And real quick, I'm worried. I feel my iPad heating up. That zoom is right out. Are you able to put those kind of in the bag? Can I introduce them real quick?
Yeah, of course.
This is
What up?
this is Clint.
Where do I look? Yo, I'm Brian's cousin.
This is Clint. What is he for you? Like filmer, friend?
So my cousin, and he actually helped me a lot back then film my videos. And you know, anytime like I want to do stuff like this, and like Noah's not available too, like I'll hit up Clint to come over. And you know, we just hang out all the time off camera.
He's been awesome. He's been checking the cameras for me because I'm out here by myself right now.
Yeah,
he's checking the mic.
Thank you,
He's been
Clint.
the best.
You're the fucking man, bro.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
Well, back to this behind the scenes.
But yeah, what's the hardest part about it? And how do you kind of battle that?
So I'm not gonna lie, like there's a lot of times where like hate will get to me.
Yeah.
And it's like the days that I have to work as well, film YouTube videos. So like that's when you can't let anything distract you. You want your whole focus on the YouTube video. But sometimes I'll wake up and like, let's say there's like, I don't know if you've seen like big YouTubers that like kind of like trash on people's content. Like, have you seen videos like that?
No,
like there's like channels.
I won't call anybody out, but
yeah.
Like
the thing is, it's crazy to me because like, sometimes I'll actually watch their videos like on like other, like them kind of like trashing on other people, and like I'll just sit and watch it. But then when it happens to me, it's like, it hits. Like, it's like, oh my God. Like, I learned, like, you can't please everybody, of course. Like, I have to, like, learn that, you know, I have 20 million subscribers for a reason. And there's a lot of people that enjoy my content, but there's a lot of people that don't, and like just don't like me as a person, which is totally fine. But I don't know why when I see comments or videos like that, it still like hits me, because I'm like, damn, like what am I doing wrong? Like I've never been in any sort of controversy in my whole entire career, because I'm like, I don't do anything wrong. I don't do anything bad. And like, that's where it hits me, because I'm a perfectionist, and I want to, like, no one's perfect as a human being. I just want to say that. Like everyone has their own flaws, but yeah, it still sometimes does affect me. But then when I have to film, I literally have to just clear my head and focus on what's important in that very moment, which is filming a video and keeping that same energy, and you know, just trying to make the best content for the people that actually do like me and people that do look forward to it. And I always think about that too. It's like, okay, so there's people that hate me, but why would I care so much when there's, you know, the ratio? It's like, I have this many people that like me, and then like this many people that hate me. So I don't know. I've talked to my friends about it too, because they notice that like I get affected when like someone talks shit about me, or like I just get like a crazy substantial amount of hate. So I don't know. I'm still working on it, to be honest. Like, but I think just trying to like clear my head and focus on what's important.
Right.
That's my advice.
That balance.
Yeah.
I want to shift to, well, keeping the idea of off the camera.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I mean, that's one thing I've noticed the most, is there's a huge business aspect of YouTube. And especially with your involvement of FaZe as well. I mean, like, what goes on business world when you're not filming? And do you enjoy that, or is it kind of like, what am I doing here? I just want to be filming.
I like that question. So, outside of YouTube, like, of course, I love to save my money. The thing is, like, people think I'm dumb with my money because, you know, I've bought like Lambos in the past, and I'm not gonna lie, I have made some dumb, poor money decisions. But I'm glad that I learned from it, because I keep saying dude, I'm the worst to interview. I literally, anytime I have a podcast or any interview, I always say and like. Dude, and that was like in my English class. Fine. Thank you, bro. Thank you. In my English class, like we had a thing where we had to present something without saying like or and like nobody could do it. Right. It was so hard. But so outside of YouTube, I do a lot of investment properties, and I learned from like all my cousins, and one of my cousins is a real estate agent, and they all taught me that like real estate is passive income. It's the best place to invest your money. So since I was 19, after doing all my whole like Lambos and this and that, by the way, like buying Lambos for people like us, like YouTubers, it's kind of also an investment because you're making content out of it, you know? So it's like you'll also make some money back off of the videos to put towards that Lambo. But I still think that cars are not the best thing to spend $400,000 on at the moment, for me at least. I've been really into apartment investments. I'll buy like 4-unit complexes, and I have like a property manager, and he like rents them out to people. Right. And, you know, we just collect rent at the end of the month, and I think it's a great passive income. Yeah, like, you know, like you never know where YouTube's going to be in like 5 years. So I'm trying to set myself up for the future. And a lot of people do like stocks and NFTs. Like, you've seen like NFTs, right?
Yes,
like,
I've seen it. I tweet daily on Twitter. I have seen the
definitely.
NFTs.
Yeah, you're definitely on Twitter, but I'm not, like, I don't trust those, you know? I don't have that time to look into that much, you know? Like, all my time's put into YouTube, so I don't have time to actually sit back and like research and talk to a lot of people about that.
Crypto,
yeah, like crypto I'm not into. Like, I don't understand that stuff. Like, the only stock that I have is Tesla, because I trust Tesla. And like, I just put like $10,000 into Tesla a year ago, and I don't even look at it. Like, I'm not like studying it or anything.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just honestly into property. I love it so much. Like, that's something I definitely do enjoy. Like, if I were to have a choice right now to buy my dream car, a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, or a 5-unit apartment complex, I'm taking the apartment complex, because you could buy a Rolls-Royce down the road. Like, you're setting yourself up for the future to get passive income to be able to pay that car.
Right.
But what if I buy that car now, and then something with YouTube happens. It's like, oh, I don't have money to buy an apartment complex now. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I'm into right now.
Right.
Yeah.
This was crazy for me. So I saw the tweet because when you get tagged in anything, because of the algorithm and me following you and being so engaged with your tweets,
Yeah.
I saw that you were on the LA Chargers Twitter, and they had that jersey for
I love
you.
the Chargers.
Yeah, and and one San Diego
Oh,
Chargers.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they were still in SD.
Yeah, I kind of wish they were too. You don't need
LA's
two LA
like,
teams
yeah,
like that.
LA, just like the Lakers and Clippers.
Like, why?
It's like now it's the Chargers, Rams. Yeah, just Chargers and Rams.
Well, and Vegas almost went to Los Angeles
Exactly.
anyway, and it's like, you have the Raiders there too. It's ridiculous.
And the Angels and Dodgers, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Well, the thing I saw, which when I saw, I was like, whoa, that's ridiculous. A, I'm a huge basketball fan.
Yes.
And B, I'm a Patriots fan, but a team I got into, really because I bought their sweatshirt at Kohl's when I was 10, is the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, okay.
And so when I saw the Sports Illustrated magazine where you're sitting there with, I think it was Nick Merckx, I'm blanking on the other guy's name.
Nick Merckx, Temperrr, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
You know Kyler Murray,
Yeah,
man?
yeah. And Bronny James.
Bronny James and who was the other? Oh my gosh. Swag. That's my guy. Sorry,
Yeah.
Swag. I love you.
That's ridiculous. Like, for
Dream
me,
come
that's
true.
surreal. And you were there for the photo shoot. You were interviewed too, right, for that article
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. What is that like? Because that's behind the camera, but that's still. You threw out the first pitch at a Padres game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy because FaZe Clan is pretty much like becoming so big to the point where we want to be more than just a gaming team. Like, we're trying to expand, and you know, we've tapped into the music industry, the sporting industry. Like, we have basketball players in FaZe, we have rappers invested into FaZe, and I think the cool thing about that, and the reason being, is because just like YouTubers have lives outside of YouTube, so do basketball players and rappers. You know, like, people only see them on the court or in the studio.
Yeah.
But, like, what do they do in their off time? A lot of them play video games. So that's where we, like, really come together and cross paths, and it makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's cool because not a lot of people know that these people actually have personal lives and they love playing video games. So just being a part of FaZe Clan from the gaming side and getting to collaborate with people that I look up to, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm a sports fan. Like,
Right.
I love sports. I love music, and just being able to collaborate with them because of FaZe is the biggest blessing. When I got that call for Sports Illustrated, I started crying.
Really.
Bro, are you kidding me? I used to get Kids Sports Illustrated growing up every single month, and like the fact that like I get to be on the cover of the real Sports Illustrated that LeBron James, Michael Jordan were on at one point. It's like, what
Ridiculous.
has my life become? You know,
Yeah.
like, words can't even put into how appreciative and grateful I am. Like, I try to show it as much as I can, but I hate being like the basic, like, thank you guys for the support. But like, I really mean it. You know, like, I don't know how else to express it, which is why I try doing a lot of giveaways. I try doing stuff like this, flying you out, you know, like, anything I can to interact with my fans as much as I can is my goal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a blessing, man. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. All right, so one thing, if you remember from last episode, that I did not do well is I took 2 bites of my bagel, and Mike had like 2 bites of his wrap. So I want to get into the food.
Let's do it.
And the breakfast we're having as we switch over. Let's see here.
Can I also get a clip for my TikTok too?
Yeah,
of us
dude,
like
do
just
it.
like eating our food. That'd be sick. Okay.
I had to go with the buttermilk pancakes.
The basics, but the best.
Oh, for sure. These are stellar.
Bro, so good, and we didn't even put syrup on them.
I have it. I'm going to drizzle some now. I want to talk about the mental health thing again.
Oh, of course, bro.
And
That's
go
important.
back to kind of balancing the social media aspect and how it's just, realistically, it's not real.
No, yeah.
I mean,
it's tough, man.
Yeah, and what is your routine like? I mean, how often are you checking Twitter? How often are you, like, are you doing stuff here? Get your napkin.
Thank you, man.
That's like not related. How frequently are you shutting off from all of that? And
I would
allowing
say
yourself the distance.
so. I'm doing this new thing actually. First off, I'm not really like trying to get into it, but I'm like looking for a therapist because I think it just helps in general with mental health. And I've had a lot on my plate for a while because of just so, like you said, social media and all that comments, like all those comments and interactions could get to someone's head, especially while you're trying to work as much as I do. So I'm looking into a therapist, but I started this new thing that every Sunday is a no social media day. Like, I won't check, so I'll still check it, but nowhere near as much as I do on like a regular, like, you know, business day, you know, like when I'm filming and stuff like that. But, you know, I take that as like a chill day, watch football Sunday with my family, barbecue, you know, like kind of just spend some nice family time, you know, and that really helps. It really does, man. Like, I sometimes used to let like numbers get to my head where I'm like, oh, my Instagram post did bad. Like, what am I going to do? Or my YouTube video did bad. But luckily, I know that, like, my new mindset with that is more like, just think of something that'll make it do better. You know, like, don't dwell on what did bad. Just think of the next video. Think of the next post. What can you do to change that? You know, like, people didn't like this, so don't dwell on it. What are you going to do to make it better? So when I have that mindset, it's a lot better. How's your mental health, by the way?
In general?
In general.
I struggle with anxiety.
Oh,
I'm a big social anxiety guy. I'm the type of person who, I'm an awful texter because I'll like.
Texting is hard for me too. People think I hate them if I don't respond.
Yeah, well, that's how I'm the type of guy who like will really read into like, I'm in my head about that.
Overthinking?
Yeah, for sure. With any interaction, really.
Yeah.
And I need to be working to be like not depressed. Like, I feel really good about myself when I'm working.
That's good.
But when I'm not, and I can kind of fall back in it. It's like a cycle for me. And one thing I've been doing a lot recently, to kind of get out of the loop of like the dopamine flow from YouTube and everything, is I put my phone down for 30 minutes prior to going to bed and just read.
Ooh, that's awesome.
I read, and then the only time I go back into my phone is to like put on some music as I'm falling asleep. In the morning, first thing I do is I eat, then I go to the gym straight, get that dopamine from exercise.
I heard that's great.
And I feel fantastic. I mean, I started the year like weighing 150, and I'm at like 170 now.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I need tips from you for sure.
Dude, it's awesome. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me is exercise, and then the reading before bed has been huge. And yeah, I used to have a therapist, and I moved, and it's definitely something I want to get back into. I just haven't had the time. There were times. Yeah. There's a lot with therapy that like you have to be ready to what they tell you to do.
Exactly. You have to be ready for that change.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm like focusing on right now, because I feel like I've gotten a lot better over the past few years. If you talked to me 2 years ago, I would be like, dude, I have to make a video. Dude, I need to go do this. I'm like so like into it to the point where I've lost touch with reality.
Right.
But I've been so good lately with just keeping my cool. If something doesn't work out for a video, it's like, okay, it's fine. I'll just do it tomorrow. Yeah. Like, back then it would be like, no, I need to do it today. I need to upload tomorrow. But I've learned that, like,
giving yourself grace a little bit.
Exactly. Right? And it's like, you don't need to do something on that specific day. And like, you don't need to stress if it doesn't happen. But I definitely want to look into the reading thing, because I heard reading helps a lot. And I'd love to do that. The phone
That's
could be
a hard thing.
It's so tough because like just being a social media influencer and YouTuber, it's like
that's your life. I mean, that's
it's
your job.
literally your life, but overdoing it could be pretty bad. Like,
do you know what your screen time is? Do you have screen time on?
I do. Tell me if it's good or bad, because I can't tell like what's good or bad, but I'm sure it's gonna be high. Let's see.
I think I know what mine is without looking.
Oh my god, yo, that's a lot. Can you guess? Daily average.
9 hours.
Okay, not that much.
Okay, see, this is where I come in. What are we at, 6?
5 hours and 41 minutes.
I'm at like 6 and 30.
Oh, yeah. So is that average? Like, is that normal?
I think that's actually good. It surprised me. I thought you would be higher.
Oh.
Just because of what you do.
Okay, then I guess that's good. Back then, it probably would have been a lot higher.
To defend myself, it's because I leave my phone on while I'm listening to music. I have my screen on so that
counts.
I can see.
Take out like an hour.
At like, realistically, probably 3-4 hours. You take all the like screen on, but not focus.
Yeah, because I didn't realize like maps too. Like I always navigate to everywhere, and it's just sitting there. So
yeah,
maybe mine would be around 4 to 5 hours.
What's your least favorite social media platform?
Twitter.
Really?
Which is crazy because that's where I met you.
Yeah.
Only because of how many trolls there are, dude. Like,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Twitter is...
You fell off. You
fell off. Ratio. FaZe made you. L.
This is... you'll get a kick out of this. I promoted my last video under a Mr. Beast thing, which don't do this, but I did it.
Oh, you got
because I got free impressions. No, what I did...
We're doing an
interview.
Oh. Yeah.
No, you're good.
It's all good.
Yeah, I because you're going to get ratioed if you do that, but what I did to not get crapped on is I tweeted it out and then replied ratio with whatever media. And I ratioed myself, right? It's stupid.
It's honestly what I learned is if you take things too serious and, like, I feel like you should be able to, like, joke around with yourself, you know, like, and online, like, if people, what they like is, like, if you're too serious, they're going to clown on you more.
Right.
But if you also clown yourself along with the people, it's like, they're like, oh shit, he's cool. Like, he doesn't care. Because, like, back then I used to get so offended. Like, for example, I'm going to use this. PewDiePie made, like, a video kind of just, like, shitting on me.
Call him out.
No. Listen. I took that to heart because I love PewDiePie, and I still do. I have a lot of respect for him. But yeah, I took it to heart, and I'm, like, sitting there for, like, 3 days. This one actually affected me and ate at me for, like, 3 days because it's, like, PewDiePie, someone I actually, like, looked up to.
Yeah.
And I decided to make a video, like, responding to it, which I now regret because I'm like, it's not that deep, you know? Like, I guess he just clowned me, but at the end of the day, he probably doesn't personally hate me. Like, he's just doing it for content. Right. And that's where I need to, like, understand. So, you know, I've messaged him after saying, like, yo, man, like, sorry for taking it serious. Like, I should really learn to, like, take a joke more. And since that day, like, that's when, like, when people, like, shit on me and, like, talk shit to me, I'm like, okay, let me just not take it serious because who cares?
Right.
Who cares at the end of the day? I'm still going to be doing my own thing. I still have a crazy amount of supporters.
You're still impacting a ton of people.
Exactly. And that's another big thing I want to touch on is the impact that my content has had on people is, again, a blessing. Like, people tell me that, like my videos help their lives, like, help them with depression. It helps, like, with a lot, you know? And, like, I always think of that, like, I can't believe it. Like, I think of that before I film, too. It's like, okay, I'm making a video for people, like, to cure their boredom. You know, like, if people aren't having a good day, like, they say that they love when they see my videos. Like, so that's why I like having the high energy, too, because it also, like, uplifts the people watching.
Yeah, you don't know what they're going through their day, and then you post, and it's like, you see that. And
like, some people in the hospital watching my videos, and I'm like, I wish I could just go and, like, surprise them, but, like, there's, like, so many, like, COVID restrictions and stuff like that. But it's just amazing that I do have an impact on people, and I want to continue having that impact. Like, for example, Mr. Beast has huge impact on myself as well. Like, you know, he's a huge inspiration, and to the world, bro. He does so much. Like,
he's crazy.
Like, he feeds the homeless all the time. Like, he does all that stuff, and I have done a lot myself for, like, charities and homeless and stuff like that, and it's just inspiring to see someone do it on his scale, you know? Like, I want to try to do it on his scale one day as well. But even, I always tell this to my fans, like, even giving someone $1 or giving a homeless man or a woman a hamburger, you know, like just doing something to have that impact. It doesn't matter how much money you give them or how much you do for them. I know you see, like, other people do a lot for people. It's like even just the smallest thing could have the biggest impact. So that's what I always want to touch on too.
So if you are not familiar with who I am or what I do, I have a Twitter called @tweet2breakfast. That's tweet with the number 2 and then breakfast. And this is my series where I try to talk to different influencers, and I don't just have conversations with them.
Of course.
To know them, and, you know.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so if you're following me on that, though, you get the opportunity to ask a question. So I have a couple of questions here off Twitter.
Okay.
This is from @sniffo5. So we already kind of went over this. When and how did you notice that I was tweeting you daily to buy breakfast? I guess the how is, did you just see it?
No one tagged me in it. I just was going through my notifications, or not notifications, the interactions, and I saw that account, and I just clicked it, and
what was your first reaction?
I was like, I'm going to make it happen one day.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I'm like, that's so funny. That's cool. So that was my initial reaction, and on day 69 is when I hit you up initially.
@NASA also known as Ron P, who has tweet notifications on.
Hey.
And I actually DM'd him for these because he supports me, and I wanted to make sure he got his opportunity.
Of course.
He has 2 ones. One, what would you be doing if YouTube did not work out for you?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Definitely going to college, but what I did want to do was become an architect.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to just design and build houses. Like, I think that would be sick. So that's what I wanted to do. And before that, I also wanted to be a video game tester. Clint, you actually did that, right?
Yeah.
Tested video games?
He was a video game tester, and I think they pay well as well.
That's awesome.
It was like a dream job.
Yeah.
Really.
Imagine testing video games.
That'd be sick.
So yeah, those were two of the things that I really wanted to do.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He also asks who you would currently draft in a FaZe clan if you had number one pick. Who you take?
Destroying.
Destroying.
You know,
he's a streamer, I want to say.
He's a football YouTuber.
Oh, is he? I'm trying to.
Destroying.
Was he on your?
He was in one of my videos.
Yeah.
We did like a football challenge, but he's a really insane kicker. Like
he's the kicker. I didn't want to say it because if I was wrong,
he's a kicker. And again, like I said, since FaZe is not only gaming, like strictly, we want to get entertainers and influencers that would just have an impact on FaZe. And I think recruiting a football YouTuber would be sick.
That'd be awesome.
Destroying is a monster, bro. Like that guy's a beast.
That's sick.
Yeah.
At Rydog, another person with tweet notifications on. Seriously,
shout out Rydog, man.
Yeah, dude. He actually, I don't know if you've seen this. There became a time, I think it was after like day 30. Every time I tweet, he'd reply vouch.
No way.
He'd just say vouch.
Dude, that's
it was
awesome.
so funny. He says, "Where do you see YouTube in 10 years?"
Ooh. First off, I hope still in existence, which I think it will be. You know, YouTube's doing good. But like, where do I see myself on YouTube, or just YouTube in general?
YouTube in general, the platform.
I think there's going to be a lot of new creators. Think about a whole new generation.
Right.
Like, just how, like, TikTokers came in and started making YouTube videos. That was, like, a whole new generation, you know? So I think 10 years from now, there's going to be a whole new generation that is going to start making videos. Don't know if, like, vlogging and, you know, challenge videos, I don't know where that's going to be. If that's still going to be as popular as it is today. I hope so, because I love doing those types of videos. But I just think there's going to be a lot of new faces that you're going to see. And I hope to still see, like, the OGs still make videos, like, with their families. You know, like, who knows, in 10 years, I'm probably going to have a wife and kids. So, you know, I'm hoping to just vlog with them and, you know, show my life after.
Let's get into that, because I was curious, and Rydog brought it up, and I was like, well, for sure, I'm going to ask it.
Yeah.
What about you? 10, 20 years, are you still doing YouTube? You still making videos? Have you switched more to like a management business side? You want the wife, kids? Like, so are you still in San Diego?
Yes. So I'm definitely not leaving San Diego. It's too beautiful, as you guys can see. All my family's here. Super close with my family, and that's who makes me happy. Right. I'm probably not looking for kids anytime soon. I would say, like, I'm 24 right now. Mm-hmm. I would say, like, maybe 29, 30, I want to have a kid and get married around that age as well. And as for YouTube, I think I'm definitely not going to be as, like, active as I am now, because I feel like I'm going to have a lot more other stuff to work on and take care of. And, you know, if I have a family, I'm going to have to focus on that. But I definitely do want to keep my fans updated and maybe post, like, once a week, you know, like a vlog that's, like, recorded, like, 6 days. And just put together like a weekly vlog or something that shows, you know, how my life is. Because imagine how cool it'd be, like, the people that started watching me when I was like 16, then they grow up with me. And then, like, I'm at age 30 and those people have grew up with me and they're like, oh shit, Rug is still going. I wonder what he's up to. And, like, I think that's just super cool. And it's like my YouTube channel will be like my life catalog, you know?
Right.
It's like it's like a history, you know? Like, imagine, like, 40 years from now, it's like I could open up YouTube and be like, hey, I remember doing that video when I was a youngin', you know?
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. I think YouTube will still be in the question when I'm older.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Listen, as we're wrapping up here, I have to ask you this question. Your brother's a huge Phoenix Suns fan.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
They lost the NBA Finals.
Yeah, my brother was in Milwaukee for that game.
Was he?
He was... It's safe to say depressed.
Oh, man.
Literally.
Yeah, well, Giannis had, a finals game.
Oh, yeah. Giannis went crazy.
Yeah. My question for you, I need a serious answer here.
Yes.
Is Jason Tatum better than Devin Booker?
I don't think so. I'm sorry. I know you're a Celtics fan. I understand.
Goodness.
I personally think Devin Booker is a beast. I think so.
Tatum dropped like 60 in the play-in last year.
But Booker dropped 70 in a game.
Yeah, in a game that they lost.
True.
But I mean, against the Celtics.
It was against the Celtics, but I think just overall, I don't know like the stat lines like compared to each other, but I just personally think, don't get me wrong, Tatum's a crazy player, but if we're comparing to Booker, I'm gonna have to go with Booker. No bias, anything, because I always talk shit about the Suns to my brother.
Goodness. Listen,
let us know. You guys let us know.
Listen, I'm deleting comments that say that Booker's better. So, hey, thank you so much, man.
Dude, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. My hands are sticky from the syrup.
So are mine. It's crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, subscribe if you want.
Please subscribe.
We'll see you guys later.
Get into 1,000 subs. Peace. No way.
It's got the logo, dude. The Breakfast with logo.
You're lying.
And then FaZe Rug. And then number 2, Mike has the only other one of these out there. I don't even have one.
I'm gonna wear this for the rest of my vlog. Are you kidding me, bro? Dude, I appreciate you so much. Oh my god. Yo, this is actually sick. It's a real freaking shirt.